Hello math students. Today we're going to be going through Math 6 lesson 12.2. We'd like each of you to have a notebook and pencil with you today. And after watching this short video today, please also read in your books pages 700 to 701 for some extra clarification. Our learning target today is that students are going to be able to solve multi-step equations. Please look on Google Classroom for what your specific math teacher would like you to do for an assignment afterwards. So here we have a warm-up, some problems we did yesterday. We'd like you to please pause the video and complete these 4 problems. Okay, we hope that you took some time to show your work. I'm going to show the answers right now for the first one right here. Excuse me, I'm going to try to move something here, and I can't do that. First of all, we want you to change it to adding the opposite, so adding a -8. Getting rid of this -8 means we're going to add a +8 onto both sides. Remember, we're always going to add down as we are working on the problem. So right here, -8 and a +8 is 0. So all we have left is -8p is the same as 64. In order to undo a negative or multiplying by a -8, we're going to need to divide by -8 on both sides with the property of equality. -8 divided by -8 just leaves us with a +1, so a 1p or just plain old p. And 64 divided by -8 is -8. For number 2, our original problem is 13d minus 5 is equal to 60. We're going to start by getting rid of that -5 by adding a +5 to both sides. I like to do the property of equality, and I first of all change that -5 or subtracting 5 to plus a -5. When we add 5 onto both sides, the left side of the equation just becomes 13d. The right side, 60 plus 5 is 65. To undo multiplying by 13, we need to divide by 13 on both sides. So 13d divided by 13, those 13 divided by 13 is 1, and d is equal to 5. For numbers 3 and 4, I'm not going to go through those entire ones, but I'm going to show you the steps right here. Your solution for number 3 should have been x is equal to 4. And for number 4, the solution for that one would have been 49. Once again, you can always check your answers. If I plugged 49 in for my variable right here, 49 divided by 7 would make that value be 7. And 7 plus 4 gives us 11. On to our new material for today. I was hoping to put my screen on here. Oh, I can do that. Our 3 steps, basically, when we're solving equations that have multi-steps, we're going to first of all apply the add-up property to change all subtraction adding the opposite. Second thing we're going to want to do is to look on each side of the equation and combine like terms if possible. What we mean by that is putting all numbers together and also putting all variables together that have the same variable. And then finally, we're going to use our steps to solve the equation. So if our original problem right here is 12 minus 7b plus 10b is the same as 18, I like to do the property of equality, so I would change that subtracting 7b to adding a -7b, because I like to do that because addition is commutative. We can do it in any order. And so if I were to do that right now, if I was to first of all combine like terms, my like terms I'm going to combine are going to be these b's right here. So -7b plus 3 or plus 10b is going to give me a +3b. 3b plus 12 is the same as 18. From what we did in lesson 12.1, we now want to have the variable by itself. So you want that 3b alone. So I want to get rid of this adding 12. And the way I get rid of a 12 is I'm going to subtract 12 on both sides, or add a -12. And now once again I'm going to add down my equation. So my 3b is going to stay. 12 and -12 cancels out because of the property of opposites and is a 0. and 18 and a negative 12 is going to give me 6. So now my equation says that 3b, 3 times a number, is equal to 6. In order to undo multiplying by 3, I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. So I should have written that here. I'm going to divide this side by 3. I'm going to divide this side by 3. And 3b divided by 3 is just b. 6 divided by 3 is going to give us 2. Okay, let's try one more right here. I'm going to slide this down here. I'm going to, first of all, I like to do that property of equality. So I'm going to change subtracting 8b to plus a negative 8b. Looking at this problem, I'm going to try now to combine like terms. So I notice I've got a negative 8b and I've got a positive 12b. And putting that together, that's going to give me 4b. So if I'm going to simplify this equation, it's going to be 4b plus 14 is equal to 62. Next thing, I want the variable by itself, so I want the 4b alone. So I'm going to get rid of 14. The way to undo adding 14 is I'm going to subtract 14 from both sides, or add a negative 14 onto both sides. Looking at adding down again now, my 4b is going to stay. I've got 14 and negative 14, that cancels out and is a 0. And 62 and a negative 14 is going to give me 48. Finally, my last step right then, to undo 4 times b, I'm going to divide this side by 4. I can't do this very well. And I'm going to divide this side by 4. Try doing it that way. And 48 divided by 4 is going to give me 12 for my answer. Okay, now another property we're going to be using with this lesson is the distributive property. I have a rainbow up here because I think of this as the rainbow property. The distributive property states that if you're multiplying a value by 2 values inside of the parentheses, we're going to kind of use the rainbow property. We're going to distribute. We're going to multiply this first value times our first value. So a times b would be ab. And then we're going to look, we've got an addition sign. So we'd say, we put an addition sign here. And now we're going to distribute or spread that a times that last value and give us ac. So for this problem right here, if we had 2 times 3 plus 5, in this case we could add those two together. But showing the distributive property, we would say 2 times 3, which is 6. And then 2 times 5, which is 10. And putting those together, we get 16. It would also work in this case, we could combine like terms. We could put 3 plus 5 together and get 8, and 2 times 8 would also give us 16. Distributive property we use more when we have variables in here, because if I were to look at this problem, I don't know what x stands for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute. I'm going to take 4 times my first term, 4 times x, I can write as 4x. Then I have plus, and then I can do 4 times 5, which is 20. So 4x plus 20. Sorry for that interruption. For the second one, if I have 3 times 5w plus 2, or minus 2, excuse me, I'm going to first of all change that to plus a negative 2. Once again, just because the addition is commutative, it makes it easier to do. So I'm going to multiply this 3 times 5w, and I will get 15w. I will then say I've got an addition sign, and I'm going to take 3 times negative 2, which is going to give me a negative 6. This could also be written as 15w minus 6. They mean exactly the same thing. Because of the add-up prop, I could change that once again to plus a negative 6. All right, let's do a couple equations that have these kinds of problems in them. I'm going to look at this first one right here. My first problem is 5 times y minus 2 plus 6 is the same as 21. So I would first of all do the add-up prop, and I would change this to 5 times y plus a negative 2. Now I'm going to look, and I have the commutative, or I have the distributive property right here. I need to simplify this. Okay, so I'm going to first of all take 5 times y, which would be 5y, plus, and I'm going to take 5 times negative 2, which would give me a negative 10. So if I were to distribute that, I said that this part right here, 5 times y plus a negative 2, is this 5, I need to change the color, 5y plus negative 10, and then I added the plus 6 at the end right there is equal to 21. Second step, I'm going to look, is there anything highlighted in blue here that I can put together? I'm going to say, oh yeah, I can put negative 10 plus 6 together, and that's going to give me a negative 4. So if I were to simplify one more time, I would have 5y plus negative 4 is equal to 21. Now, like what we did on our previous lesson, we want to have the 5y. We want to isolate the variable. We want this all by itself on that side. So I'm going to think, how can I get rid of a negative 4? And the way I can get rid of that is by adding a positive 4 to both sides. So now when I add down, this right here, my friends, is going to be a 0. So I'll still have 5y. This is 0. This is going to give me a 25 when I add down. So my equation now says 5y is equal to 25. I could think in my head, I know 5 times 5 is 25. Otherwise, proving it, to undo multiplying by 5, I'm going to divide both sides by 5. 5y divided by 5 is y. 25 divided by 5 is going to give me 5. Let's try one more like this. Okay. I'm going to, first of all, erase this, and I'm going to look. I have got 3 times a number minus 3 plus 4 is equal to 28. So looking at this, I'm going to first of all do my add op prop. So I'm going to change a number minus 3 to a number plus a negative 3. I'm now going to say, oh, can I put any terms together? Well, I need to distribute here first. So if I was going to distribute, I'm going to take 3 times my first term, which would give me 3x. I change this to a plus sign, and I'm going to take 3 times negative 3, which is negative 9. So that highlighted yellow part is the same as 3x plus 9. So as I write it down below, here is my 3x plus negative 9 plus 4 is equal to, oops, this should be a 28. Okay, now I'm going to look, can I put anything together? Well, yes I can. I can put negative 9 and 4 together and get a negative 5. So now my equation is going to say 3x plus a negative 5 is equal to 28. Once again, I want to undo or isolate the variable. I want the 3x by itself. I want to get rid of this negative 5. And the way I can undo adding a negative 5 is I can add a positive 5 onto both sides. So as I am adding down again, I'm still going to have 3x. Negative 5 plus 5 is going to give me 0. And 28 plus 5 is going to give me 33. So my equation will say 3x is equal to 33. Finally, to undo multiplying by 3, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So 3x divided by 3 leaves me x. 33 divided by 3 is going to give me 11. Once again, I'd like you to get your notebooks out right now. I'd like you to pause the recording. I'd like you to do these 4 problems. We'll go through the answers shortly, so please press pause and do these 4 problems. Okay, we're back now. Let's check to see how you did. On this first one right here, I'm going to look just at the left side. I'm going to say, oh, I can put my C values. I'm going to combine like terms together. I can put this together and this together, and I'm going to have 6C plus 21 is equal to 63. And now I want my C value. I want the variable by itself. So I want to get rid of this 21. And the way I can do that is I can add a negative 21 to both sides, or subtract 21. It means the same thing. Oops, that 2 didn't work. I'm now going to add down, so I have 6C here. 21 and negative 21 is 0, and 63 minus 21 is going to give me a 42. And then finally, I want to undo multiplying by 6. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to divide by 6 on both sides. 6 divided by 6 leaves me with C, and 42 divided by 6 is going to be equal to 42. Or 42 divided by 6 is 7. Here are our remaining